I mean, I remember one time I literally Googled how to lose 3 stones in 3 weeks. Dance exercise, and I love dancing so much. There's no music playing. It's negative and it's hard and I'm not enjoying it, then I'm achieving. I think you have to learn to love your body almost at any size, because your body is more than what it looks like. And Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about how different my mindset is in this journey in comparison to my journey back in 2015, when I was first around about this size and I lost a lot of weight. Obviously, I'm a few weeks into this journey now, and I've had so much time to be reflecting on how different my mindset is now. And it's dawning on me that my mindset initially was incredibly toxic. Like, do not do what I did type of situation, because I just put myself through way more than I needed to ultimately achieve the same thing. And yeah, so let's get into it. So guys, first thing is, as you all know, I had a major health scare. So I was told by my doctors at the time that obviously one of the complications of intracranial hypertension is you can lose your sight. And that really terrified me. So that was a really major catalyst in making me commit to my goals. But the negative side of that was I committed to my goals to an extreme that I didn't need to go to. It made the entire process incredibly grueling and incredibly negative. And one of the major negative aspects of that was how I viewed my body. In my mind, I thought, this body is the reason why I could lose my sight. This body is the reason why I'm so uncomfortable all the time. I can't walk around. I have no strength. I have no energy. And society is telling me at my size, I'm unattractive. I have all these major health issues. So it's just like, this body's trash. That's basically how I thought. So I had such a negative attitude towards my body that I think also what that meant was every single day I was a little bit down, like my mood was a bit lower, because weight loss is a very long journey. So it meant that for a long stretch of time, I was, you know, around that bigger end of my weight. So it meant that for maybe 2-3 months, when I was still in that bigger gap, I had a very negative perception of who I was as a whole. All of that hinged on the size that I was. And I've realized that that attitude did not serve me well whatsoever, because all that happened was I wouldn't see friends. I would always be kind of annoyed at myself, and it made me almost punish myself when I didn't need to, because I blamed my body for the situation that I was in. And at no point did I stop to think, and this is the mindset I now have, at no point did I stop to think that my body has been through a major traumatic situation and it saw me through that. Do you see what I mean? Like my body, I can still walk around. I have the function and the movement of my limbs. You know, I've got my family, I've got my friends, I've got my mind. When I want to, I mean, I can still perceive, I don't know, happiness, joy, love, kindness, friendship. I neglected all those other positive aspects of my life and of my body, I would say, because my body, the only part of my body that was important was how it looked and my attitude towards how it looked and what it could have caused me. So I never stopped to think about anything else that my body was giving me that were really, really positive. So I didn't enjoy the journey the first half, because I didn't learn to love my body as it was as I lost the weight, and appreciate every single thing that my body was helping me cope with at the time of what I was going through. I think you have to learn to love your body almost at any size, because your body is more than what it looks like. So another thing I would say is stay very far away from is developing a very toxic relationship with food, which I did. Food is good for you. Food is fuel, guys. Food is our source to nutrients and energy and enjoyment too. Because I almost blamed food for my weight gain, in my mind, cutting down food to a very, very small amount was what I deserved. So I almost punished myself by reducing the amount of food I ate so drastically because it was food's fault as to why I was big. So rather than like reduce my portions sensibly, like, okay, I eat, you know, a cupful, let me eat half a cupful. I would maybe eat like a tablespoon, 3 tablespoons of rice, maybe a chicken wing, guys, not even like a thigh and a leg or anything, like a wing, a wing of a chicken, and like a lot of veg, a lot of steamed veg. And that is all I was allowing myself. And I would be starving, and I would be starving because I actually was, not because I've had enough to eat, but I'm still hungry just because my mind hasn't adjusted to the reduced portion. I was eating far, far less. And I would even, there was instances where I would go out with friends and the next day I'd say, oh, well, you indulged, you ate more than you should have. So this whole day, all you're going to have is herbal tea and water. And I would do it. I would go on like a water fast, essentially, for the next day. And it was so unnecessary. Like, it wasn't even like I had an event going to, I had to fit in some dress or anything. And even that, you know, should we question that? But anyway, that's a story for another day. There was extreme situations I put myself through, like the water fast the following day. And even being in the mindset of, oh, should I go out with that friend? Shouldn't I go out with that friend? Oh, what are we going to have? I have to look at the menu. I'm worried that the menu's not going to be having the kind of food I can eat. And I think that's a level of obsession that is so unnecessary on a weight loss journey, because food is life. Food is such an integral part of our lives that if I'm obsessing about every instance of every meal that I eat, it will literally drive me insane, because it's going to have to be something that I do all day, every day, forever. And something like that is never sustainable. This time round, I still reduced my portion because I was overeating. But for example, we had Easter just passed, and we had a roast dinner. It was absolutely delicious. I still ate within my window in terms of my intermittent fasting. The next day was business as usual. I also had an Easter egg. That is the new habits I want to build, where I'm still enjoying a day out or a night out or a meal with my family, and not obsessing in my mind of, oh my God, did I eat too much? Or what was I thinking? Because those relationships I don't want to have a negative relationship with food. I think what that made me develop was like a fear of food, where I thought that anything I eat I could gain all the weight back if I eat this thing. Do you know what I mean? Or it's going to undo everything I did in the last week. And I think what I didn't realize was, well, first of all, no, that's not going to happen, because your body is much more complex than that. Not the single meal you eat in that week that wasn't great isn't going to be the undoing of all your work, number one. And number two, I shouldn't be afraid of food. I should be enjoying food. I should just be controlling and managing the amount that I have, but not necessarily having to cut out nearly everything that I was eating. Finally, what you don't want to do when you're starting a weight loss journey is develop a punishing and unsustainable fitness or exercise regime, which I did do first time round. The only aspect I would say, and even that was only like a few weeks into it that I started to enjoy it, was walking. I was walking every single day. When I say every single day, I mean like 7 days a week. Like, I was walking all the time. And initially it felt very much like a chore, like, oh, I have to do this thing because I've put on weight. And the only way I'm going to lose the weight is if I make sure I'm exercising and walking around. So I never even explored fun things that I could do that would still keep my body active, but I would actually enjoy doing. Like, so I didn't even explore things like YouTube, where you could do a dance exercise. And I love dancing so much. There's no music playing, but guys, I love to dance. I didn't even think of those things. I just thought, no, get your ass outside, go for a walk type of thing. So although now I love walking, because I think at one stage I kind of looked up to the sky and I was walking around like Hampstead Heath, and I was just like, this park is beautiful, right? And it was almost like, oh, this is actually quite nice. This is a really lovely experience. I think actually we might have been getting a bit warmer, which was probably one of the reasons why I started to enjoy walks. But then I started loving them. I also loved the times when I was walking and I was kind of just musing to myself, and I was just like, oh, this is just a lovely day. So walking became enjoyable. And once it became enjoyable, it was no longer a chore for me. And I think that's something we forget. When we were growing up in summers, we would love to go outside and play and have a good time with our friends, you know, and we were getting so much, we were so active, but that wasn't our motivation to go out. We just wanted to go out and play. Because of my negative attitude towards what I was trying to achieve, I forgot to make it fun. And it wasn't even I forgot to make it fun. I just thought, why do I deserve fun? What I need to do is just get the weight off. And in my mind, if it's negative and it's hard and I'm not enjoying it, then I'm achieving, then I'm sustaining the goal, or then I'm going to be able to achieve the goal. And that's absolutely ludicrous. Like, how can I think that being the most miserable is going to get me to my goal the quickest? And I think there was just an element of me wanting to punish myself for being in the position that I was in, which made no type of sense. So, I mean, I remember one time I literally Googled how to lose 3 stones in 3 weeks. And that wasn't like a sarcastic Google. That was literally like, is it possible to do this thing? And I don't even know what I was thinking. Obviously, I quickly realized that it was impossible for me, because I remember I did like 2 days where I think I only ate an apple on each of those days. I was so angry. By the end of like halfway through the second day, I was just like, I mean, this weight's gonna have to stay then, because boy, that is just, it's not happening. And then there was another time where I was exercising cardio twice a day, all the time for a week. And if I tell you guys the pain on my shins, I was just like, I'm about to cripple myself. Like, you know, when you just have to like look at yourself like, are you really serious right now? Because it's not making sense. It's not making sense. So I just had to like rein myself in, and never again, basically. Never again do I want to ever have a mindset like that. And that's one of the things I told myself when I was starting this journey, that we aren't doing that again, because it was a very, very miserable time and I really didn't enjoy it. And although the weight was coming off so much, I don't think I was enjoying it the way I am now. I mean, you saw my last video, guys. I lost 6 pounds and I was jumping up and down, like, whereas I know for a fact then I would have been like, okay, whatever, moving on type of thing, like, good. But now it's just like, we out here, like. So definitely starting a weight loss journey, don't do anything extreme, don't do anything toxic, because it's almost like you are in your own mind, and that really negative attitude that you harbor is going to affect you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.